Winter has always been a test of endurance, but during World War II, soldiers faced bitter cold without the luxury of modern heating. While bunkers and stoves were available, the most creative minds often found warmth in ways that never made it into manuals or supply lists. These overlooked tricks were born from necessity, desperation, and ingenuity, qualities that today's survivalists and history enthusiasts can learn from. Some of these methods are so simple yet effective that you can implement them at home without electricity, gas, or fuel. By the end of this guide, you'll understand how ordinary items and clever techniques once kept soldiers alive, and how they can keep you comfortable during cold nights today. Soldiers quickly realized that conventional heating methods weren't always practical. Fires consumed precious fuel, and stoves were often in short supply. The key was not just producing heat, but trapping and distributing it efficiently. Blankets, layered clothing, and improvised insulation were just the beginning. World War II soldiers often used reflective surfaces, body heat traps, and simple physics to maximize warmth. Understanding how heat moves and how to prevent it from escaping is the foundation of all these overlooked methods. One of the most overlooked tactics was creating micro-warm zones using body heat. Soldiers would sleep in close quarters, layering themselves with spare uniforms, blankets, or even sacks stuffed with straw. The principle is simple, really. Trap your own heat instead of trying to heat an entire room. Today, this can be applied by layering clothing and adding materials like old towels or quilts inside sleeping areas. Even a small enclosed tent or room can retain warmth if body heat is pooled and insulation is applied. For instance, sleeping inside a heavy-duty sleeping bag over a thick blanket can mimic the insulation soldiers relied on in foxholes. Metal sheets, foil, and even tin lids were used to reflect heat from a small fire or stove back into living spaces. Soldiers discovered that positioning reflective surfaces behind stoves or fires dramatically improved warmth without extra fuel. At home, you can replicate this by placing aluminum foil behind radiators, small wood stoves, or even candles in controlled settings to push heat toward where it's needed. It's a simple principle. Heat radiates in all directions, but reflectors guide it efficiently. Few people today realize that hot water bottles, once filled in heated pots over fires, were the front line's unsung heroes. Soldiers also improvised by using metal canisters filled with warm water or even heated stones wrapped in cloth to stay warm in freezing conditions. You can recreate this with modern equivalents. Fill a sturdy bottle with hot water and place it in bed before sleeping. Alternatively, heat rice, beans or sand in a pan and wrap them tightly in cloth to create long-lasting heat packs. The key is distributing stored heat gradually and safely over hours. WWII soldiers often improvised to block drafts, using clothing, cardboard, or even mud to seal gaps in tents or bunkers. The most effective approach in the Second World War wasn't a single trick. It was layering multiple techniques. Soldiers often combined body heat with insulation, reflective surfaces, and hot packs to create an efficient, fuel-free heating system. Today, this principle still applies. For example, you might sleep with layered blankets, a hot water bottle, and sealed windows, while also using reflective surfaces to push residual heat back into the room. By combining these simple methods, you can, well, maintain comfort for extended periods without electricity. These overlooked heating hacks, highlight a lesson that goes well beyond just staying warm. Resourcefulness really does matter more than technology. Simple, everyday items can be turned into life-saving solutions if you understand their principles. By revisiting the overlooked techniques of the Second World War, you not only gain practical knowledge, but also develop a mindset of creative problem-solving. From body heat management to reflective surfaces and improvised hot packs, these methods, well, they prove that warmth is achievable without modern energy sources. If this guide gave you new ideas for keeping warm and connecting with history, make sure to subscribe to In the Beginning and share this video with fellow enthusiasts. The lessons of the past aren't just stories. They're practical solutions you can use today, keeping you warm, safe, and, inspired.